Hey Eagle fans, it's EaglefanKarl, and I've been debating for a while whether or not I was going to try and do a vlog for my Eagles thoughts. A couple years back, I had done a blog, and I decided recently that I would try this format. And I was debating about it for a while as to whether I was going to do it, but after Thursday's game, it drove me over the edge, and I just had to get out what I've been thinking. And that is that it is time to hashtag fire Chip. I think he has shown that he just is not capable of making the transition to the pros. Specifically, the biggest problem I have with him isn't necessarily his coaching ability, it's more his GM functions that he performed in this offseason, and he has really just destroyed our team in terms of what he's done to the makeup of the team and how it's set up and the players that he has decided to get rid of. The playmakers that he got rid of, Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy, they were certainly big names that I was sad to see go. But the bigger problem I actually had is when he basically tore apart our offensive line and did nothing towards rebuilding it. One of the things that you can say about Andy Reid, I had a lot of criticisms about him over the years, but one of the things that he was a firm believer in was always making sure that the offensive line was maintained. The reason I believe that Donovan McNabb had so much success over the years was due to the fact that the offensive line was so good in front of him. And clearly, this year, there has just been nothing to be done to really bolster the offensive line. So you lose a guy like Evan Mathis and you lose a guy like Todd Harrimans, and you don't really do anything to replace them. You're just going to assume that the backups you had last year are going to be good enough. They don't address it at all in the draft. They don't address it all in free agency. And you're also assuming that a guy like Jason Peters, who's been an All-Pro for years, is going to remain healthy, and we can see what's happened this year with that. So the fact that they really haven't done anything to regrow and reinforce the offensive line, I think, has really been the problem that has really killed him. One of the things that college coaches don't have to really worry about is continuing to grow talent because they can get so many new players every year that they have a lot of different guys at their disposal that they can try and place and put in place to take over for guys that are leaving or guys that get hurt. In the NFL, you don't have that luxury. You have a few guys that are slotted for your roster that are going to play offensive line, and if you're not making sure that those are good, solid guys, you're going to be in trouble. And I think we're really seeing that this year. And as a result, I think that's been the biggest problem. I don't think Chip will be the type of guy that will say, all right, I won't be the GM anymore. I'll just be the coach, which is why I think it's probably best if they just part ways. I think maybe even the way to handle it, there's going to be a lot of top college job openings that are going to come up this year. And it's clear to me that I think that Chip would probably be a better fit there. Maybe Jeffrey Lurie goes to him and says, hey, maybe you want to think about taking one of those jobs because clearly I don't think he's a fit here any longer. They're going to have to just rebuild at this point and look at the nucleus of players that maybe they do have on this team that'll be able to be part of this team for a long period of time and really take over. As far as the defense is concerned, I will just say that I think that they tried their hardest the first half of this year to really hold things together, and they've just quit at this point. And I think that's been clear the last 2 weeks. The effort has not been there because I think they recognize the handwriting on the wall that this team isn't going anywhere. And it's hard for a defense to continue to play up to their level of capabilities and really keep an A level when the offense is not doing anything to help them. And that's, I think, where things have gotten this year. And the defense has just gotten too worn out. And you just see guys making mental mistakes now. And at this point, I think they've just sort of given up, which is unfortunate and certainly says something about their character. But unfortunately, it's just the nature of what happens when you have a team that's fallen apart like the Eagles have. Ultimately, do I think we can turn things around? It might take a couple of years, but I think that that's what we're going to have to do now. I think we're going to have to sort of take a step back, start all over again, try and maybe get a good young quarterback and build around him and sort of reestablish this thing for a long term. There's not going to be any quick fix to what we've got now because the team is in trouble. So at any rate, let me know if you like this video. Let me know if you think I should continue to do stuff like this. Like I said, I'm just trying it out to see how it goes. Be interested to hear your feedback. If you want, I'm available on Twitter. You can follow me. I usually tweet during the games. You can find me on Twitter at EaglefanKarl is my handle. And please let me know if you think this is something we should continue to do. Enjoy to have a conversation with you, so please give me your thoughts. And as always, fly Eagles fly.